After a long walk, arrival at the Kuala Lumpur Tower. The view of the city of Kuala Lumpur from the Kuala Lumpur Tower is surprising insofar as you see a lot of green. This is a special moment in KL, and there are lots of special moments in KL. This one is approaching famous Jalan Petaling or Petaling Street, and this is the heart of Chinatown. Wow. After a long walk, arrival at the Kuala Lumpur Tower. There it is. It's difficult to shoot into the bright light. It's like the CN Tower in Toronto, but not as high. The view of the city of Kuala Lumpur from the Kuala Lumpur Tower is surprising insofar as you see a lot of green, and that's reflected when you walk the city. For an intense urban area, it has a lot of greenery. Now when you're up here, there's the monorail, and right there, can't get it. Now when you're up here, I think the number one question in people's minds is, where's the Petronas Twin Towers? And they're down here. Just walk along. And right there, the Petronas Twin Towers. Now the guidebook said the view from here, from the KL Towers, is a lot better than the Petronas Towers. Plus you have the Petronas Towers to look at. What's disappointing about the view is that you do not really see the Twin Towers. You can see them barely. And you cannot see the bridge that's between those famous towers, which were the largest building in the world until the building that was built in the Mideast recently. When I was up here, they answered the question that I had, which was, where does the Menara Kuala Lumpur rank in terms of the world's towers? The CN Towers in Toronto is still the highest at 553. That's followed by the Ostankino Tower in Moscow at 540. Then the Oriental Pearl Tower in Shanghai at 468. And number 4 is Menara Kuala Lumpur Tower at 421. Some more views over this beautiful city. Just over to the right is the place we just came from, and that's Mercado Field, or Mercado Square, right there. That's the place where Malaysian independence was declared in 1957, August 31st, 1957. And the view is deteriorating here as the clouds roll in. Here's another view of the Petronas Towers, which are now practically shrouded in clouds with their blinkers on. Final look at the Kuala Lumpur Menara. To continue with the KL Tower, the view is better from there because you can see the Petronas Twin Towers right over there. They're of course the symbol of KL right there. Here's a map of downtown KL, and we're starting from here, from Bukit Bintang, taking the monorail to here, Maharajalela, just south of Chinatown, and that's the heart of Chinatown right here, Petaling Street. And from there we'll be walking up to the main town square somewhere in this area here. And here is the world famous KL. Don't forget, KL is Kuala Lumpur. Everybody calls it KL. The KL monorail. Here it comes out of the lights. And there it is. Featuring amazing Thailand. The KL monorail. The toughest part is figuring out which direction to go in, and that's where a compass comes in handy. If you have a compass, that is a very useful tool when you're traveling. On our way to Chinatown, we run across a lovely temple. Tried to ask for an explanation about it, but the English barrier was a bit too much for me to get anything out of it. Moment in KL, and there are lots of special moments in KL. This one is approaching famous Jalan Petaling or Petaling Street, and this is the heart of Chinatown. What strikes me here versus Bangkok is everything is orderly, clean. You don't take your life in your hands crossing the streets here, although I must be careful. And you see a lot less tourists here, which, hey, that's a good... I asked the merchant whether the Sayangay was welcome to Kuala Lumpur, but he said, no, it's my government writing, whatever that is supposed to mean. So this is an all-weather street. Covered overhead, rain or shine. You can walk this beautiful street. So there's a lot to explore here. Let's do that. The great Chinatown food paradise. Picture and stuff. Even if you don't know what it's called. There's about 20 items there. 3 or 4 I would probably find appetizing. Ah, eggs. I love eggs. Rice. I love rice. Let's see, what would the third thing be? Did I see some... looks like snow peas, but they're not, so I'll probably pick that as my third item. Not that you're limited to 3 items. What I really miss here in Southeast Asia are beans. That was my favorite fare in Mexico, beans, beans, and beans. Frioles. Love frioles. It's the first time I see beans, really. Nothing like getting your chickens fresh. These guys are about as fresh as they come. Back home we make a big deal out of how we handle chicken. Now look at this. No refrigeration in sight. Over here, meat. We make a big deal of everything has to be refrigerated, kept cold. Not in Asia. Guess it's a different kind of meat. It doesn't react to bacteria the way it does in North America. I hope you realize I'm just kidding. I noticed in Asia, nuts are a big deal, chestnuts. And they roast them right on the street in these roasters. Looks exotic. And then they sell them. Yep, that's a job here. Chestnut roaster. Roast the chestnuts. This is a look at the other end of Petaling Street. Some lovely hotels along here, at least color-wise. Just north of Chinatown. And there's the Bangkok Bank. And we're headed towards that building.